how you doing, Dr. Smith? Grant Center. It's great to meet
Hey,
you.
nice to meet you.
Dr. Smith, good to see you again.
Nice to meet you. Getting double teamed
Sit
here.
over here.
All right.
How are you doing today?
Good. I love the tie.
I appreciate that. I actually
Oh,
went to
man.
Baylor back in
I'm
the day.
an alumni.
Wow, what'd you do at Baylor?
Oh, I ran track.
Very nice.
Look at that. You should
Not as exciting, just
take
purple.
note. That's exciting.
Did you run for Clyde Hart?
I did. Well, Danny Bradman was my actual coach.
Okay.
Clyde Hart was the director.
Jeremy Warner, were you guys buddies?
Nah, he came and trained every now and then. So.
Very nice. Very
Good
nice.
stuff. All right. Well, it's good to see you again. We saw you at that car show a little while ago.
Very exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't exactly know what was going on. Grant grabbed me along here, but
I have had my Shelby Mustang GT500 for what, 20 years now? Love that car.
Look at that. Okay, very nice. Yeah, the new model that came out recently was nice. That's a nice body upgrade. So.
sounds good to me.
There we go. There we go. Good.
All right. Well, we just have a couple of questions for you. Do you mind if we get into these?
Go ahead.
And-
Yeah,
okay.
I've got about 20 minutes. So.
All right. Perfect. So we'll start off. What does your decision-making process look like? I know Dr. Anir, you said, is on vacation, but is she normally involved in the decision-making?
She's very involved.
Okay.
We're partners for a reason, so we make decisions together as partners.
Okay. And how long does that process normally take, and what criteria do you guys kind
It
of look
depends.
for?
If it's something that we like, if it's something that makes sense, if it's something that's worth its value, then we're going to make a decision pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
If it's something that maybe we could look a little more into, we're going to wait on it. This isn't a sort of a need to have right now, but it's a nice to have, more of a convenience factor. So.
Okay. All right, perfect. And what do you guys currently do to prepare for your labor costs, like your payroll, taxes, benefits?
So my son actually works in the practice with us. He's hired on half or part time, and he handles everything. So I don't mean to sound ignorant in sort of the terminology with it, but he takes care of all of it. I'm a dentist. I'm a dentist for a reason. I just handle dentistry, and he takes care of all the HR. So.
That's right. And you said his name was Michael, right?
Yep.
You said that at the show? Okay, I remember that. We talked about that a little bit. Okay, and so what does Michael do for payroll? What does his current system look like?
He uses like a Microsoft GP software that seems pretty cumbersome. He's very stressed out, a lot of time and hours invested into it. Obviously, that's why we're meeting today, to see if there's a better solution out there. I want something a little more streamlined, a little more efficient. Again, and something I don't have to put my own hands into.
Now, what does Michael? You said Michael does everything. What does that mean?
I mean, he does payroll, he does taxes, he's updated on laws. I mean, he does everything when it comes to HR.
Okay.
Okay, great. Why is he only working part-time? Do you only have that much work, or is that all
Well,
he can do?
well, right, that he can do. Good question.
Okay.
So we have 2 offices, as you know. We're looking, hopefully, in the future to expand to 3 offices.
Okay.
But I don't know how that's going to be feasible with him being part-time. I'd like to hire him on full-time, but, to tell you the truth, I don't know where he's going to be in the next couple of years. He could go off, he's got his own aspirations. He wants to go to culinary school down the road, so I'm not going to say no to that. I want him to fulfill his dreams. But let's just say if he leaves, I'm not sure where I'd be right now.
Okay. Okay. I mean, that's our goal. We're going to try to get Michael on Chopped here.
Let's
Save
hope
him
so.
some time so he
Let's
can get
hope
off to
so.
culinary school.
All right.
Okay. And so with this current payroll system, you said it was cumbersome in that it wasn't exactly streamlined and everything wasn't efficient? Or?
Yeah, he does, whether it be the reporting, or whether it be some files that he sends in, he has to do a lot of manual adjustments and then put them back into electronic format to send them out to be used. There's usually a day or 2 day delay in some payroll whenever, obviously my staff members don't like that when they don't receive their paycheck whenever we talk about it. But again, that's kind of the limitation of the software that we're using right now.
Okay. And what does that software cost, if you don't mind me asking?
It's $1,250 a year, so $1,250.
$1,250 a year, and that's regardless of how many times you process your payroll?
Correct. It's an annual fee of $1,250.
Okay. And last question for me is, how often do you guys process your payroll?
Bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly. Okay.
Correct.
All right. Perfect.
Now, Dr. Smith, what do you guys currently like about your new or the system you guys have in place in terms of payroll?
It works. I like that it works. It's not the best. I know that.
Yeah.
But it's something that works. I'm looking for convenience. I'm looking for efficiency.
Okay.
I'm looking to obviously be able to continue growing as far as a practice and as a business. So that so far it's getting the job done. Is it getting the job done the way I like it? Not right now, but it's getting the job done. So.
Yeah. So you would say efficiency is kind of one of your main key points.
Yeah, biggest thing, efficiency. It's got to be something easy to use. Let's say let's say Michael does sleep, let's say it's in 6 months and I'm sitting here stuck.
Yeah.
I want something that's easy to use so I can have somebody in here and working on it, because again, I'm not gonna be hands-on with it.
Okay.
Now, what, on the flip side of that, Dr. Smith, what kind of, I know you've kind of gone into this, but what kind of problems have you guys experienced? Can you go deeper into that?
Oh, just the time it takes to do anything on the
Okay.
software. The time, again, if I could have my son spending half of the amount of time of what he's doing right now, working on the software, and doing half of his other time doing something else, bringing more value into the practice, that'd be something I'd be interested in looking at. So.
Okay, great.
And then how is, I know this is a lot on Michael, but how is this affecting your workplace as a whole? I mean, I know you had mentioned
There's
something about-
frustrations with the staff members,
Okay.
talking about maybe delay in payment when it comes to the payroll. I see my son being frustrated. Then in turn, it slows things down. If we can't get things done the right way and done quickly, it's going to slow us down. It's going to slow me down. It's not going to help me achieve my goals, and it's not going to let him be able to kind of wing off like we talked about to be able to do his goals. So.
Now, a quick question: between the two, now you guys have a site in Belmead and Waco.
Correct.
Now, how does that work in terms of payroll between the two locations? Is there some sort of inefficiency with that, or?
Again, he handles everything, and
Okay.
it was a lot easier when we had one location, let's say that. Now with two locations, he's spreading himself pretty thin, because he's doing it in both locations.
Oh, wow.
So he's going back and forth and handling it that way.
Okay.
Well, Dr. Smith, if I could show you a payroll solution that's it's gonna be efficient, it's gonna be easy to use. We want to offer you a solution that when Michael leaves and he pursues his dreams in culinary school, well, we want this solution to be carried down and handed down in such an easy fashion that you can learn this in maybe a minute and 5 minutes. And that's the goal here today. So we want to show you a system that's easy to use, efficient, but also at the same time intelligent. We don't want to have a solution that doesn't make sense. It's going to mess with your employees. I know you said you had some employee problems. We want a solution that kind of handles all these, easy to use, efficient, and intelligent. Would that be something you're interested in hearing about?
Yeah, of course, if the price is right.
Okay, great. Well, before we get started, I'd like to hand you this. It's just a little thing that we've prepared in advance with what we talked about with your company, and it's how ADP will ideally pair with Central Texas Dentistry. And so each of those key topics are things we're going to touch on with our presentation, but that's just something you can kind of reference while we're going through our presentation to see what we want to do for you and how we're going to get there.
Okay.
Now, Dr. Smith, here is your ADP Run mobile layout right here. This is your payroll solution. It is so easy to use. I want to show you kind of what we have going on here. You're going to be provided a tip of the week every week, and this is going to be something that's going to help people like yourself and people that use this product. They're kind of unfamiliar with the payroll process and just HR process in general. This is going to be helpful tips throughout the week. You have an HR checkup. You can look at your employees, background checks, policies, kind of just your typical traditional stuff that can keep you up to date. But I'm sure you want to hear about the payroll down there in the bottom left corner.
Yep.
Oh, that'd be right? Okay, perfect. So we're going to enter our payroll. And you said you want to bi-weekly. So we're going to set up a new payroll. We're going to have the period. You can see the check date. We can check the day. It can go from March to February to January. We can have all that. And if you want to see on and off, so much of this is negotiable in terms of when you can move the payroll system on and off. It's really easy to use. It's really easy to, yeah, you want to, there, thank you. It's really easy to use. It's really, in terms of negotiable in terms of the flexibility and the adaptability of the product. So we're going to get into the payroll session here. We're going to save those details. And now we're going to come across kind of your basic payroll layout. This has all your employees listed here. How many employees you guys say you have? Was it 45?
35.
35.
Yeah.
So you're going to have all 35 employees here. We can sort them by name, employee, salary. And this is just a really easy way to see, it's an efficient way to see, what am I paying these people? Is this right? Is this correct? Is this normal? There's no multiple typing in. I know you had mentioned something about Michael having to retype in sometimes. And this isn't the case. This is a case where you enter it once and it's saved in there. There's no retyping or anything of that nature. So we're going to do a preview. We're going to calculate it. And from here, we can calculate all of your payroll. From your gross pay, you're going to get a number on gross pay, employer taxes, payroll total, and as well as all your employees down here. Then we can go approve that. You can approve that payroll. And just like that, you've just done your payroll in less, what was that, 30 seconds, a minute? Now, see what this does. We just did this in a minute. Now, you said Michael did it in what, 3 hours?
Yeah, sometimes it takes them quite a bit of time.
Yeah, the efficiency here is really unprecedented throughout the industry. And so what we're able to do here is we're able to provide you an easy, efficient way to do this. And it's also highly intelligent.
Okay, so as far as, okay, I see that you have it on your iPad, so it's obviously, I did a little bit of research before you came in.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mobile solution, cloud-based solution.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do as far as security? As far as, obviously I don't want somebody hacking into my system.
No, perfect. And that's actually a really good question because that's a concern a lot of people have. If I lose my phone, then is somebody going to be able to get onto my phone and see all of my payroll? What ADP Mobile Run does is nothing is stored on the device itself. Not only would that cause security issues, but it would cause storage issues for your device. So everything is remotely stored on our servers, which are encrypted and completely protected. So nothing, if you lose your phone, if you lose your iPad, however you're doing your payroll, nobody will be able to access your information with that device unless they know your login information.
Okay, it's saved remotely and backed, is it backed by,
We back it with it's on our own servers, and so we have it securely encrypted there.
Good.
And now part of the intelligence factor, I know I want to touch on this, is that when you guys are doing payroll now, if there's a mistake, if there's some sort of slip up and you guys are audited, the fines can be tremendous. I'm sure you know about that. It's a scary it's a scary thing. It's a scary thing. And so what ADP does is we kind of provide a blanket of insurance around y'all. We protect y'all. And we don't want anything happening to y'all. Any sort of mistake in terms of payroll, if there's an audit, that falls on us. So you guys are safe. I like to think of it as insurance.
Yeah.
We not only give you a payroll solution, but we give you insurance for the future. And so that's part of what this product does. It's intelligent and efficient. We kind of bundle it all together in this nice insurance package where you guys are protected throughout the entire process.
Okay.
All right, so I'd like to actually touch on those key points that I gave you there and just go through how each of those work with ADP Run Mobile. So that first point is saving your company time. You said Michael had time issues, that he was only a part-time employee, but he was working a whole lot just to get your payroll set up. Well, as you saw with the efficiency of ADP Run, you can do your payroll almost instantly. Mm-hmm. We have a testimonial that I've sent to your email actually, and in this it's a video of a person on the golf course saying he runs his payroll on the golf course. He'll just do it on the tee box every week and it's done. He can do it that quickly. The other thing we have on there is providing you peace of mind. It's just like you were saying with security. ADP has guarantees on our security if your information were to get hacked. We have guarantees if you were to have any issues with the way that the payroll was processed, if you were to have an audit or anything. It'd be just like Grant said, we give you the guarantee and the insurance with that. And then it's peace of mind in that everything is saved and already in there. So if you were to do a regular run like Grant just did, you wouldn't have to worry about changing anything or adding new information because it's all right there. As long as people are working the same hours and getting the same wage that they were getting, it's all locked up. And so you can just forget about payroll and get on to actually being a dentist. And your final thing there is helping your company grow, which is something you touched on earlier. And I remember you mentioned that back at the car show as well. Mm-hmm. Right now you're at the 2 locations. What if you want to go to 3, 4 locations? Instead of 35 employees, we're going to get 45, 50, 60. ADP scales perfectly. So with your current system, you said it was so much easier with the 1 location. Mm-hmm. ADP is not going to have that issue. This mobile run product, what happens is, right now you're at this price point, this $58.95, because you have 38 employees. And we'll get into the pricing later, but I just want to show you just an example of the scaling. If you were to go up 10 employees, everything stays the same, there's just a small price increase. And if you were to go up to 20 more employees or any number above 50, exactly the same, everything is exactly the same, the only difference is a small price increase. So it's completely scalable to where you will never have to worry about anything and you can just keep your company growing without having to worry about, can we afford to get this extra location? Is it going to cause too much stress? Are we going to have to hire a full-time HR manager? Mm-hmm. These are all concerns that you won't need to have with ADP Run.
Mm-hmm. Now, one of the local dentists in Waco, Jennifer Grant, runs her own practice.
Yeah.
She just recently employed ADP.
We went to school together.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Jennifer is a great person. After talking with her, she decided to make the switch to ADP, and she has been more than absolutely thrilled with the results she's received. And she's already kind of jumped on the ADP bandwagon. And before, she said she was doing her payroll for up to 3 hours, and she was just talking about, Grant, I'm a dentist, this isn't what I should be doing, I need to use my time in a more efficient manner. And the same could be said of Michael. I know she had assistants helping her work on this. It's just a really complicated thing when you add in the taxes, the compensation plans, whether you're going to do this, that. There's so many rules and regulations together that when you do it as a person, not having that knowledge and that depth of knowledge that can take sometimes maybe 5 years to know, it's really troubling. And so what ADP does is we remove that. We do that for you. We're an intelligent device, and that's all within our hardware. That's all encoded in our software. So that's something we don't want you to have the burden to having to know all that information.
Yeah.
And we do it
Again,
for you.
like we talked about, want to be completely hands off.
Mhm.
Obviously, it's a company that I run. It's a business that I run, but it's driven by the dentistry that I do.
Exactly.
So any time that I spend off hands on with other things, it's taking away from my core business. So
No,
Exactly.
absolutely.
So I'm
And that's-
definitely looking for something. Has Jennifer, I guess assuming that you're giving me this, has agreed to be a referral for ADT?
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay. ADP.
Okay, and so the last thing I'd like to do, because we're getting up to that 20-minute mark we promised you, do you have anything else you'd like for us to know about your concerns with payroll or anything before we get into a value proposition here?
No, I'm pretty comfortable with what y'all said.
Okay. Well, I'd like to reinforce that and show you exactly why we're pitching our product and not just for the convenience.
Okay.
Currently, as I said, you'd be in this bracket with the $58.95, and that's per payroll run. So every time you process your payroll, you pay $58.95. That means with you doing it bi-weekly, you are currently going to, it'll cost you $1,600, essentially $1,700. You say right now it costs you about $1,250 to run your current system.
Yeah.
What does it cost for you to pay Michael to do all that though? With all the extra hours, how much are you paying him in salary?
30,000.
30,000? That's $30,000 you won't necessarily need. If you want to keep Michael on for other activities, this will reduce so much of his time that he can go out, and you said you wanted him to be doing other things in the business before he leaves. He can go out and look for locations for you guys to expand to. He can deal with other aspects of the business. Or he can go to culinary school part-time and just do your payroll for a little bit of time because it's not going to take up his entire week. So you can reduce the salary, you're getting rid of this $1,250. That means you're saving close to $28,000 a year, $29,000 if we're rounding. So that's something just simply on price. If everything stays the same, you can save around $29,000 a year. And then with all the convenience, who knows how much you can get from just added productivity and added efficiency in your company. So we kind of know that, like as you said earlier, Dr. Anir is part of the value, or is part of the decision-making process, and we know that you're not going to make any decision today. But
I'm a believer. I am. I think it's something that would definitely help. I look forward. I would love to have another meeting with.
great. When she gets back from vacation.
When she gets back from
So
vacation.
can we do next Friday at this time?
Yeah,
4
yeah.
o'clock
Just
again?
schedule it with Sharice in the front. Definitely love to, and if we could. Just touch a little bit more on the software as far as features and benefits with that. So
Yeah, sure thing.
Absolutely, and we have, in fact, I'll leave you with this handout in case you want to go over it beforehand. This is literally called the Features and Benefits Guide.
Good.
It has a list of
That's
all of our features, all of our benefits. You can look over this and talk to Dr. Anir before we get back next Friday, and we'll come back and we'll go over that again.
And that's great reading material. There's a lot of kind of complicated concepts in there.
Hard hitting.
It's very hard hitting. So having the ability to just take this home, read it under the nightlight when you're in bed is just a great way for you to get your mind wrapped around this
yeah,
product.
definitely look forward to looking at this. And then again, I would still love to see it on the software. So
Absolutely.
all right. Well, thank you guys for your time.
Thank
I
you very
appreciate
much.
it.
Take care.
Thank
You
you.
have a great day.
Thank you. You got a business card on you?
Not on me, no.
I do not.
I literally just used my last one for my last call.
No,
Or my first call.
hold on.
Do you have a business card?
I don't have one on me.
Okay.
Let me write down all the names.
Did we do-
Tyler
Did we do
Kopis.
good?
Yeah, I'll do good.
Thank you. Yeah, Kopas. Do you want my email too?
Yeah, what's your name?
Tyler_Kopis at Baylor.
That was mine.
All right.
Grant Center, Grant.
You were here for that dinner.
Center.
Same thing.
Yeah.
And then what's your cell?
623 670 1332.
And yours?
210-748-0082.
Yeah, I was here for the dinner. Yeah,
Okay,
I
that's right.
I graduated from Baylor this past December.
Very
Oh,
nice.
really?
Very
Okay.
nice.
Yeah, so it was, man, just hopping back here as much as I can.
Well, thanks a
Okay,
lot.
Well, I
yeah, I
appreciate
appreciate
it.
it. Good job.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.